Hello and welcome to Southeastern 16 presented by FanDuel. I'm Chris Lee, joined by Billy Jones. This is a first for us. We're going to do a watch along for what I think is the most anticipated college baseball game of the year between Georgia and Texas as they are about to throw the first pitch here in Omaha. Before we get there, Billy, reminder, our channel brought to you by FanDuel. What do we have in terms of odds at the College World Series tonight?
Yeah, I guess they just took the spread off the board, but you can still get money line Texas at -125, Georgia at -104. You can watch that throughout the game as well. Troy and Ole Miss tomorrow. Take your pick. Rebels at -230, Trojans +176, and then the nightcap as well with North Carolina at -160, West Virginia at +124, and also futures on the board as well. If you want to take a gamble at who you think come out on top of this whole thing, along with NBA, World Cup, anything else, NHL you'd want to bet is there on FanDuel as well.
Yeah. Also brought to you by FanDuel, by HOMEFIELD Apparel. That's our other sponsor. Yes, they sponsor our baseball stuff. They make this lovely Pitt shirt that I'm wearing here. You know, Pitt's baseball team was as good as this T-shirt. They'd be in this thing. They might be winning it. I mean, they're that awesome. They are really, really good. HOMEFIELD Apparel. You know what? Father's Day is 8 days away. I've ordered my dad some stuff from HOMEFIELD Apparel for his Father's Day. Hope you guys will too. Go to HOMEFIELD Apparel, use the code SEC15 that gets you 15% off your entire order, and you'll be really glad you did. They make tremendous stuff. Lord Tubington, one of our regulars, asking where Billy came from. Billy just started with us. Billy's going to be doing a lot of stuff with us. Billy, actually, you guys may not know this. We were a website for about a year to start this before we became a YouTube channel, and not nearly the reach we've got now. But Billy interned with us back when he was finishing high school and just finished journalism school at the University of Missouri. You were a journalism major, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. It just finished that at Missouri, and it has come back to us. Real pleased to have him. Billy's a terrific guy, very, very bright, and he's going to add a lot to our stuff. So anyway, we've got one out in, I'm starting to say Athens. It's not Athens. It's Omaha. As Joey Volchko has struck out. I believe that was Carson Tenney to start, or excuse me, Aiden Robbins, not Carson Tenney. I was looking at my computer screen and not the TV in front of me. So, boy, that was a great pitch. Volchko's a kid that, Billy, I don't know how much you followed it, but he was at Stanford a year ago, and a guy that just had great stuff. The pro scouts have really liked him, but it didn't really translate into production. If you go back and look at his numbers at Stanford, and you can also kind of look at Matt Scott, who also transferred from Stanford. Kind of same thing. They've got good stuff. Volchko really has got good stuff. Look at that slider or whatever that was he threw there. That was crazy movement on it. But it was not translating into swings and misses and productive numbers. Boy, that has changed under Wes Johnson, and he looks sharp early tonight.
Yeah, and I think, rightfully so, just because of how much Georgia's been able to do this year at the plate. But I think this has been a staff that really hadn't gotten its due in terms of what they've been able to produce this year. And I'm sure they're eager to show up here on the big stage because they've done so all year, especially in the postseason. That run through Hoover, and then obviously they've found their way through the Athens Regional and Super Regional. Had a little bit of trouble with that state lineup, but I think anybody would. And there you see it, back-to-back strikeouts to kick things off tonight.
That was a slider, and my goodness, that thing started on the inside of the inner half of the plate, maybe even inside, and moved completely away from Carson Tenney, who just swung right by it. That was an exceptional slider, and he threw one to Robbins too, I think. But one thing I like about Georgia, I think you mentioned the pitching doesn't get its due. I started just looking up, okay, how many pitches does it take a guy to get through an inning usually? Because that's a thing that can kind of it doesn't show up in the box scores. I mean, a lot of times you'll see a guy, okay, he threw 4 2/3 innings and threw 93 pitches, and that points to a number of things. It could point to a lot of base runners. It could also point to the inability to put guys away. But Volchko gets about through a typical inning in about 15 and a half pitches, which is pretty much at the top of the league in terms of like the best guys at it. And sure enough, as I'm doing this, he gets another strikeout on that slider. That's to Anthony Pack, who's maybe their most gifted hitter. If you are wearing red and black tonight, you've got to be just over the moon about Joey Volchko in that inning. And by the way, that's a kid that's probably a second round pick right now. But you see this all the time. If a guy finishes really strong and he's got great stuff, like it wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked if Joey Volchko, pitches a gem here tonight, and then we look up and all of a sudden he sneaks into the first round.
Yeah, 100%. Don't think he's far away. And I mean, what a start. 13 pitches to strike out the side against Tenney, Robbins, and Pack is pretty absurd,
Yeah.
especially the way those guys have been hitting the ball in the postseason. And I think, that was kind of the question mark coming in was, because of what Volantis brings, could Georgia bring it on the mound as well? And at least out of the gates, so far, so good.
Yeah, I mean, and that is as good a 1-2-3 as you'll face in the country. And that maybe includes Georgia's, who you're about to see. But Anthony Pack Jr. is as gifted an all-around freshman hitter as I remember in the SEC in a long time. I mean, Tenney is a phenomenal player, and Robbins, I think, ought to be a first rounder this year. Tenney could be. I think he'll be more like second or high third, just for a couple of reasons. One of them is there's a little bit of swing and miss. The other one is I think he needs to work on maybe throwing out runners. But Anthony Pack is a guy that had a 485 on base percentage as a true freshman, and a guy who is probably going to be a high first rounder 2 years from now. And he just none of those guys could do anything against Joey Volchko in the first inning.
Yeah, and he had not only that heater working, but really, I mean, you saw the movement he was getting on that off speed, the breaking ball, the slider. I mean, he had it all kind of working for him here in the first. And now the question is, is Volantis going to be able to match him? How far do you think he has to go in this one to give Texas a shot at slowing Georgia down?
Well, I don't think he has to get to 100 pitches because they'll go Sam Cozart. Although, I mean, Georgia could easily make you throw 160 or 170 pitches. So I think you probably would like to get 6 out of Volantis and maybe go with Cozart for 3 if you can, but that's not going to be easy. I mean, I think if you're Jim Schlossnagle, that's your plan, probably to try to get through tonight with both those guys.
Yeah. And it's nice too, obviously, the format in Omaha just takes a little more pressure off the staff. A little bit tougher if you're playing as these teams are on Saturday, because you go Saturday, Monday, and then possibly Tuesday, and then Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how things shake out. But nonetheless, a good chance to rest what's been a decent bullpen.
Well, and the setup here gives you more chance to rest your pitchers and get your best arms out, which is another thing I like about this format is you see a lot of best on best here. Be interested to see how Georgia's swings are the first time off of Volantis. Again, that's going to be a release point that you just don't see that often because it's 6'6" and it's as over the top as you see in baseball these days.
Yeah, it really gets that left hand high. Always tough to see. And we'll see too. Are you worried at all about, Georgia's, I don't want to say reliance on the long ball because they hit it well regardless, but I'd be lying if I said exactly I knew where the wind was going tonight. But you do have to get the ball a little deeper in this park than you do, especially in Athens.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I mean, Georgia, they take a ton of walks and they can put the ball in play other ways. But yeah, I mean, that's not an unfair question. I think a lot of people, have probably thought that about Georgia. Of course, early in the season, I remember saying, hey, look, these guys have killed it in Athens, but let's go see them play somewhere else. And then they proceeded to have, I don't know, maybe the toughest road schedule I've ever seen a team get in the SEC and blew through that too.
Yeah, and there
Oh,
you go. First at bat, Phelps walks over to first, and Hoover, I think, is as close as you get in terms of, park to maybe simulating what Omaha was, and they did fine. They hit the
yeah.
ball just fine in Hoover. So
How close was that pitch? Because it looked pretty close
I,
from my vantage
yeah, I
point.
thought it was just a hair outside.
Okay. Georgia's hit 174 home runs this year. One of our resident Auburn fans says, Volantis with that Savage type release point. Of course, he pitched at East Carolina, now pitching, I think, with the Blue Jays. Yeah, actually pitched postseason a year ago. So let's see. I don't think Phelps steals a lot of bases.
I saw 8 for 8 this year. I'd bet maybe with 2 outs you opt to send them, but we'll see. Maybe they decide to get more aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, you do have a lefty on the mound. I don't know what Volantis' pickoff move is like, but Tenney's a phenomenal all-around catcher, but controlling the running game is the one thing that has been an issue for him. He's not awful, but I don't know if it's the release time or what it is, the pop time, but just not great at containing the run game. You also we got Daniel Jackson up here. No, this is Rylan Luho, excuse me, who's just been torrid in SEC play. I think he might have hit better against league pitching than he did non-league pitching.
Got all of that one.
Oh, you were ahead of me. Gosh, you sure did. Oh. Wow. That was crushed. What did that? Did it hit the top of the wall? It almost looked like it hit behind the wall and bounced back.
Yeah, did that take a double deflection or just careen off
I
the
don't
corner?
know.
Anybody in the chat saw it?
It was hit so hard the camera almost couldn't get there in time for a good look at it.
Oh, that's
I
off the
thought
foul
that
pole.
hit.
That's gonna be a home run.
Oh, was that off the foul pole? Okay. The camera didn't get a good angle. It was hit so hard. Yeah, that's what it hit.
Yeah, the bench is asking, dugout's asking for a review.
Holy smokes, that was crushed. What was the EV on that thing? I mean, this shouldn't take long. Rylan Luho is another guy that I think is going to be rising up draft boards.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the power there, just completely turning on that one.
They get such good swings on pitches. I don't know if their scouting report is that good or they're picking up on things from pitchers. And I'm not throwing shade their way, by the way. It's crazy how many good swings they get against people. Yeah, that's a home run.
Well, if you had any questions, certainly a quick start. I think the other crazy part is, this is a lineup without Henry Allen too.
Yes.
Which, whew. I was out calling baseball in the Northwoods League last summer, Chris, and our pitching staff had an ERA over 7. He came to town for a 3-game series. I think the total was 11 RBIs over the 3 games and 3 home runs.
You talking about Luho or who?
Just Henry Allen.
Oh, Henry Allen. Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Henry Allen was having a first team all conference type year too.
Yeah.
And here's Michael O'Shaughnessy. He's just been on fire lately. Like, he got some playing time when Phelps got that suspension and the game that he played at third and started, he wound up with 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Oh my goodness, Texas, what are we doing here? They had O'Shaughnessy struck out on an 0-2 pitch, dropped third strike, and airmailed it to first.
Didn't need to rush that throw either. Lost it for a
No,
minute.
he had plenty of time. I wonder if he could have. Let's see. Well, he couldn't find the ball. I think he just panicked. I mean, he had time to. I think he had time to even go over and get inside the foul line, set his feet, and throw over. I mean, I guess you could say that the runner was not far down the line, and he could have just lollipopped it to first, which is what he did. And boy, did that backfire.
Yeah, and this is a team when you get your out, you gotta convert.
Yeah.
Cannot let errors pile up at all.
Kenny Ishikawa. Who's got 2 home runs and is hitting in the cleanup spot. Excuse me, the 5 hole. So what were you doing in the Northwoods League last year?
I was just doing some play-by-play for one of the teams up there. The Rochester Honkers was the was the team. We set a league record for most losses in a season. We had a 250 winning percentage, which in baseball is about as close to impossible as you can find.
No doubt. Who was the best player on the team?
Summer. On our team?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think. We really didn't have a lot of high major guys.
Okay.
We had this kid, Gaines Estridge, come in. He pitches at the Air Force Academy. You know, he was only there for about 4 weeks because he had to go back to basic. But when he came in, just pitched absolute gems for us. And the other thing, that Volantis pitch count, I know it's early, but already at 21, just the one out.
Yeah, let's see. He typically needs right at 16. Oh, right through the hole.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating for him too. Dropped third strike, could have been out number 2, and you got to play the runner if you're standing there on first base, but ground ball wasn't hit particularly hard.
No, just in the right spot. Yeah,
And there's
and
that
even
opening walk. Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that opening walk, that 3-2, he's tried to find that backdoor breaking ball a couple times. And even on that one, umpire's just saying it's got to come a little closer.
Yeah, he is really trying to hit that corner. And this is not a team that's going to take a lot of bad swings. Okay, out 2 on a harmless pop-up to center. But that's pitch 26. And now he gets to Brennan Hudson, who walks almost as much as he strikes out and has 21 home runs. I mean, Brennan Hudson's a guy like on any other team, we'd be talking about him as their best hitter. At Georgia, he's just another guy.
Hitting in the 7 hole, by the way.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, we can say it as many times, but it really is just absurd what they have.
Hitting in the 7 hole with a
Enough
296, 464, 743 slash line.
It's absurd.
Yeah. He was swinging for the fences on that one.
Not a very confident look from Schlossnagel on that pan.
No. Oh my gosh, he just hit him in the shoulder on a 1-2 pitch. He'd been pitching away, and then just tries to go inside and didn't get it anywhere near where he wanted it. I mean, this is a bingo card of stuff for Georgia here in the first inning.
Yeah, what did we have? A walk, a hit by pitch, drop third strike.
Home run with the replay in there. Not that you're all unhappy about this if you're Georgia, but the only possible victory I can think of for Texas at this point is you've been letting Bolshko sit in the dugout for a minute now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about you, but this feels like a game Texas can really not afford to play a ton of catch up in.
Yeah.
Is that breaking ball again?
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is a nightmare for Texas. We got another drop third strike, followed by a throwing error to first. Georgia gets 2 more in, or was it 3 more in? Are they going to ask for interference? Okay, 4-0 Texas. Excuse me, 4-0 Georgia, 2 outs. And Carson Tenney's having just a nightmare of a game.
Wow.
Oh, that's
you
not
talked
even
about
close.
it, Chris. That was the one thing we worried about.
Yeah. Sometimes I watch, I'm just like, how is Carson Tenney not a first rounder? And this is why. And I don't mean to knock the kid. He's a terrific baseball player, but that's the thing that separates the guys that are from the guys that aren't. Yeah, they're having a meeting on the mound. This may be as much for Carson Tenney as is Dylan Valanthus.
Yeah.
So 34 pitches now.
Still got 2 guys in scoring position. Georgia will have batted around, barring a pickoff attempt.
So in the box score, Volantis will have had to have gotten 5 outs to have gotten 3.
Yeah, I mean, you feel for Volantis. Feels like he's, I mean, not been perfect, but certainly done his bit. But
I mean, he's had one ball hit hard off him. And he just
and
about
even that
hit.
was 3 feet from being a foul ball.
Yeah, he just about hit Ryan Black with that one. Yeah, I'd have to think it's in his head at this point. Take all the way. Oh my gosh, he got a strike on that. That looked like that was 6 inches below.
Yeah, I was seeing the same thing you did. Maybe they're trying to help him out, but
Oh, he got another one. I think that's if we have the ABS challenge. That would have been 2 pitches Georgia would have challenged. Now what do you do? Because now you're getting okay, you hit him with the pitch, so it doesn't matter. I was thinking if you're Georgia, what do you do? Because like you just took 2 that were balls, in my opinion, but they got called strikes. But it doesn't matter because he hit Win with the pitch, and now the bases loaded are again. Bases are loaded again. This is crazy.
absurd.
He just cannot throw that breaking ball for strikes tonight. I mean, he's not even close. If I were Georgia, I would not swing at a breaking ball at this point.
No, I think you make him come at you. And wow, career high pitches in an inning.
40.
You could tell he didn't have his A stuff out of the gate, but almost
Trey Phelps
worse when
just
you're not getting that
gifted him.
help.
I just don't. I guess if it's a pitch you think you can hit, you swing. But Trey Phelps just bailed him out by popping up to short. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say it's got to be in your head though too, when you know you don't have the great stuff, but you're still stuck out there watching them pile on you. But you're right.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way I would have been swinging at that first pitch, especially the way it feels like he's been struggling. You know, we'll see.
Now you're
Can
Texas.
Texas wear this?
Well, and here's the thing again, different format in this, but again, I was saying before the game, I think you're playing if you're Texas is to try to get through this with Volantis and Cozart. Good luck with that now for a number of reasons. And I don't know, you're just not. If Jim Schlossnagle, you're gonna have to make a run pretty quickly here. You don't want to like throw in the white flag at this point of the game because it's 4-0 and your team's pretty good too. But what you don't want to do is end up losing this game and burning Cozart too. And then you're looking at an elimination game with Ruger Riojas, who's been better, but those are far and away your 2 most dependable guys.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Like managing the pitching staff's going to be, especially because, you know, if Texas is going to come out of the losers bracket, when you play Saturday, that means you have tomorrow off, but then you need to win 4 games in 4 days. There's no rest days after tomorrow for Texas.
Yeah.
You know, Ole Miss, if they win tomorrow, is going to get at least Monday off before they try and do 3 in 3 days. But when you don't play till Saturday, it's a whole other animal to try and climb the mountaintop. Get your thoughts in. We'll try and get to the chats, but if you send those super chats, we'll definitely be able to get to it. Appreciate you guys watching along with us. Looks like they're trying to calm him down. Do you think Volchko's just going to be able to come back in and do what he was doing? I mean, he mentioned it. One positive, he was sitting over there for close to half an hour.
Yeah. I mean, he looked as good as I've seen him look in the first inning. That was crazy. By the way, welcome to Dalton Smith, one of our resident Georgia fans. Jim Bob, West Virginia guy watching us. Thank you. Welcome. Wes is always here. Sam's always here. Hey, Dalton be in Hendersonville next week. So will I, Dalton. My son's got a travel ball tournament there. So we grew up in the same town. Trace, buddy, you know better than that. You cannot just type super chat in all caps. And that counts as a super chat. You can try.
Yeah, and things don't get any easier. Valanta's got to go back through the heart of the order 2, 3, 4 next inning too. So
Four batters, four strikeouts.
Four batters.
For Joey Volchko, who fell behind
Beat
in
me
that
to it,
one.
Chris.
It just didn't matter. Gosh. He kind of left that one up too, but I don't think that's where he wanted it, but it didn't matter. Golly.
And that thing just comes off so clean from Volchko.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty.
And he's not taking a long time. He's just kind of getting it and going. Maybe not so much here, but God, slider, you are not hitting that thing tonight if he locates it.
Thing dropped like a stone.
Yeah. Night's far from over, but we may be watching a kid work his way into the first round.
Where did most of the boards you saw have him, or they just didn't have him up towards the top?
Let me check. I think Overslot had him in the mid-40s. Somebody finally hit a slider. Didn't get a great swing, but put a bat on it.
I don't think anybody in burnt orange is going to be wringing their hands about how it happens.
No. That was a tough pitch to hit. I think if you're Joey Volchko, you're just like, hey, hat tip to you, man. I mean, because he was locating that right at the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, Rodriguez has been a machine.
Rodriguez
he's now 12 for 20. 5 doubles in the
Yeah.
postseason.
Well, and that's a kid, too, that just has needed some help this year. I think as he started to get healthier and getting back from that, the after effects from the surgery that went wrong, you're starting to see him look more like the guy okay, Volchko 73 at MLB Pipeline today, but they're a little, I feel like their stuff lags a little bit. No, they're running. Stole that one on Volchko. Daniel Jackson did not have a prayer.
I just saw Wes's chat. Did they really jinx him on the no-hitter? I don't think I had the volume up at that point.
Who was that?
Rager.
I don't know. I didn't catch it.
Oh, and then 3-pitch strikeout.
I did not realize Rodriguez, that's his 14th steal. So much for that. Ground ball to end it. Comebacker to Volchko, who is now what? It's probably 30 pitches. 25, excuse me. So he's 25 pitches in 2 innings, and Volantis is what, over 40 now? At 40?
Yeah.
41.
Pull that up. 41, yeah. So Texas now 2 dropped third strikes, a throwing error, and a strike 3 off a pitch clock violation.
Dalton called me out on Volantis being the best pitcher ever. Maybe not me. Hey, in fairness, okay, the guy had what, a 207 ERA, 203 ERA coming in.
And I mean, 2 of those runs were unearned.
Yeah. I mean, if Carson Tenney does his job, he gets out of it 2-0. Of course, that's not the easiest breaking ball to try to catch when it's coming from, 19 feet in the air and hitting the dirt right in front of you. So I have some sympathy for him. Yeah. The Anthony Weiner slander is coming. Should have figured that. Anthony Weiner, Max Weiner. Anthony's a politician. Max is the pitching coach. Yeah, I think Dalton. I think people have figured out your lineup is a lot more than Foley Field. If they haven't, they're not paying attention. And all that in the first without Daniel Jackson really being any part of it. Now he's leading off the second.
I mean, he's going to have to go right back through the meat of things. Jackson, Wuho, Shaughnessy.
Okay, that was a much better breaking ball that he located that time. That's what he was wanting to do in the first. So let's see if he's settled down. Okay, yeah, got to roll over on a curveball. Nice play.
I know most of the issues were coming from behind the plate, but that's still got to feel good to have your defense make a play there. I know you got the ground ball, but that was still a heck of a play from Rodriguez over there at short.
Yeah, he's shown up tonight. I didn't think he was going to get him. I mean, he threw that right on the edge of the grass and the dirt. Lujo got aggressive on a breaking ball, popped one up. So Volantis is one batter away from a pretty quick second. I think I'm taking one here if I'm Georgia, because it feels like Uriah just took a seat.
even that one, I mean, you're still seeing that. I know he was able to block it, but Tenney even had a little trouble with that breaking ball.
Yeah. Looked like he kind of just tried to mid it up rather than get in front of it. Of course, nobody's on, so who cares?
That is just what the doctor ordered for Volantis there.
Okay, yeah. Easy inning. Pitch count is at what? Probably close to 50. 47. Okay, it was a 6-pitch inning. If you're Georgia, you might like a do-over there. I guess the difference is he was starting to land the breaking ball. And maybe you just said, all right, he's got his command back of things. So if we see something we like, maybe you're just sitting fastball too. Not that that's easy to hit.
Yeah, but you're right. He was able to get him up and under a couple of those breaking balls. Hopefully that just gives Texas maybe a chance to catch their breath a little bit. See if they can slowly start to chip away.
I mean, that first inning just completely went out of control.
But even I think, you mentioned it, but just as important as the 3 outs with no runs is the 6 pitches.
Yeah.
Because you gotta be able to stay in this ball game. Give your bullpen a chance, but these bats are gonna have to start popping a little bit.
And you also got through the 2, 3, 4 hitters. Not that it gets easy at any point, but you'd rather pitch to anybody other than Jackson or Lugo right now. Got some smiles in the dugout this time around. So I guess the Max Wiener chat between innings accomplished its thing. Now they're doing, I don't know, meditation in the dugout. I don't know what that is.
Whatever it takes to postseason baseball.
Absolutely.
Seen rally possums and Lord knows what else.
What was it we had last week? It was something weird.
Was it I think it was Texas State. There was some alien thing going on.
Oh, yeah. And then we had Arkansas the Moth a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, some chat about Daniel Jackson's position. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to play a few things and to be able to catch competently. I think Jackson would be a great guy for a team that's got a regular catcher. You want to spell him every few days because the bat's good enough to stick. You could play him in a corner outfield spot. Not going to call him a utility man, but he could certainly work his way in the lineup with his versatility. Trace wants to know who I've got in the NBA Finals tonight. That does not exist to me tonight. Not that I follow it anyway, but my wife and son are watching. Coming from 29 down the other night like the Knicks did, though, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I went to bed, woke up the next morning and saw that scoreline.
I just don't. I'm the point in my life. I don't have time for anything that's not something I cover for the most part. Major League Baseball is my one thing. Oh, nice play by Volantis on the comebacker.
Jackson's got some speed to him too. I feel like
yeah, he stole 25 bags.
At least what you normally get in a guy behind the plate.
Yeah, thanks, Dalton. I'm a sucker for the script. I'm kind of I've got I think everything I've got from home field is a script thing. I need to probably branch out a little bit, but if you like it, go with it. I think the Pitt logo is just classic. I mean, that's been their helmet logo for as long as I remember.
Yeah, and that kind of royal blue and mustard yellow, I like a lot better than that. I mean, kind of when I was growing up was that navy blue and gold.
They both work, honestly. I think they're both great, but can't really go wrong. It's a lot like the UCLA color scheme, honestly.
Is the West Virginia baseball logo that navy blue one they wear with the whites?
I guess so.
I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah, West
6 strikeouts against 9 hitters.
Gosh. Was that 88 on the slider there? My goodness. Good luck to you. Wes points out that Pitt's catcher's going to OU. It's one of the top guys in the portal. Pitt's kind of an interesting baseball program. I feel like they've come up a little bit the last couple of years. Penn State is kind of one to watch a little bit too. I feel like they're recruiting well.
Yeah, West Virginia, Pitt, the last couple of weeks made a nice little run.
Yeah. Pitt had a shot. If Pitt had just won another game or two in the regular season, I think they'd have been in.
Apologies if Jim Bob's in the chat. I know
What's
he's
that?
not going to like me mixing those two up. I said if Jim Bob's in the chat, he's not going to like me mixing those two up, so I apologize.
Yeah. Got a lot of respect for the Mountaineers here. Only team, I think, to make it to super regionals the last 3 years. And that crowd is into baseball. Well, that was good contact on 0-2. But Volsco out of that. 2 strikeouts and a line out to right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Reminder, don't mix him with Pitt. Yeah, we know that's a rivalry.
Yeah, I misspoke. I didn't mean it, Jim Bob.
I've had friends that went to both. So good friends that went to both. That's the backyard brawl.
That's right.
Jim Bob, who do you want in this game? If you could pick your opponent, who do you take? How many Liberty Mutual commercials are we going to see tonight? I think we start counting them at this point.
Is there have they researched? Is this the demographic to find? I don't know what the
I don't know. But are you getting them on yours too? I guess different providers, you might get different channels. I'm a YouTube TV guy. What are you?
Yeah, my family cut the cord, so.
Yeah. Trying to see if I know you're ahead of me.
I went back a little bit. I tried to sync it up.
Oh.
I got Schlossnagel talking right now.
Yeah, okay. You were a good 10 seconds ahead of me at least, weren't you?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Yeah, probably just need to reset the connection tomorrow. Jim Bob says he wants Georgia. And I think you're right. I do think the pitching looks. I mean, I say that you get Caden Aoki, he's been really, really good lately, and he was a starter at Southern Cal, who could go deep into games. Georgia has used him in a bunch of different spots in a bunch of different ways, so he is good enough to do whatever is asked of him.
Yeah, Jim Bob's a West Virginia guy, though. I think he was thinking about championship series. Okay,
Okay,
gotcha.
well,
Yeah,
I said,
okay.
who would you rather face?
I gotcha.
Yeah. And I got to say, Georgia grew on us as the year went on, and just missed one to right. Who was that? Was that Hudson? Oh, it's Chicago. Excuse
Ishikawa.
me. I feel like he's hitting it better than he's hit. Yeah, Dalton, probably not wrong. If you're hitting Volantis like this and making him look as shaky as he's looked, you're probably not figuring much of anybody. Max Shell's pretty good himself, though.
They've put a charge in a couple too that have come up just a little short.
Yeah, Ishikawa hit that one pretty
Decent
well.
contact.
Wes, not a fan of the baseball vest. It's not my favorite either. Did he catch him on the hand there?
They gave him
I
the
don't
base.
know.
He was saying he got touched.
I'm not sure it touched him. I didn't see the ball move, but they didn't ask for a replay.
Vest, is that like those NC State?
Yeah, they've worn them, I believe.
Yeah, okay.
I think the first baseball vest I remember, the Reds wore some in the early 60s and late 50s. I'm not saying that was the first, but that's the first I remember seeing them in a picture. Yeah, our man Trace, he might be the resident uniform guy here. I'm hearing thunder outside here.
Yeah, I'm getting some rain too in my neck of the woods.
I've been mowing
Seemed
the
like it was
yard
supposed to
every
be
4 nights these days.
knock on wood, but
Yeah.
supposed to be clear the rest of the night in Omaha, so hopefully that holds up. Oh yeah, UNC's got some too.
Yeah, that's true. They do. Oh, that's the breaking ball Volantis has been. I mean, I say that. You lay off that's a ball. Jim Bob wants to know how Alabama matches up with Texas. I don't think they played in the regular season. You got Zane Adams in that game, I would presume. He's pitched a ton of games. Been a starter for 3 years at Bama. He is just solid. I feel like you get 6 innings, 1 to 4 runs out of him every time. The better part of the bullpen will be fresh. But he's going to have to be on his best game. I'd say he's a very, very good starter. He's not an elite one. And then for Texas, you would get Ruger Riojas, who's just been uneven, but has been better with some rest.
And they're giving nothing outside.
We're seeing Colby Branch's family. They've been busy lately.
A lot of travel.
Not as much this week. Both their kids are in the same place. I didn't think about that till today.
Yeah.
How wild is it having your kids play for different teams in the College World Series?
Unreal.
Same year.
Oh, another nasty one.
Oh, man. I think at this point, if I'm seeing that thing out of the hand, I'm just letting it go and say, if you can land 3 in a row, then more power to you.
So the first inning ending the way it did, Texas goes down in order, has that just complete defensive meltdown. Who do you think's happier, if you told them second, third inning, we're sitting here at 4-0? Because I know Georgia obviously is 6 outs closer to getting the win, but Texas for a minute there looked like, the wheels might fall off and this thing could have been over.
Yeah, I mean, if you're both teams, you've got a little something to be encouraged by at this point. Obviously, you'd rather be Georgia up 4-0, but you've gotten a couple of better swings off of Volchko second time around, and Volantis looked a lot more like Dylan Volantis the last 2 innings. I just think the first inning was a nightmare that they just felt like they were never going to get out of. And I think once they got over it, sat down on the bench, took a deep breath, it seems to feel a little different in that dugout.
Yeah, and
there's really no security against Georgia, though. I mean, we've seen Georgia down 7 in this tournament and come back and win. So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Well, I was just going to say, just 21 pitches for Volantis too in the second and third innings, respectively, or combined. So, because he was sitting there at 41, right after that first.
Yeah, it was 41. Jim Bob wants to know if Texas goes all out with the bullpen to try to win the game. That is typically Jim Schlossnagel's style. I've seen him, with the 4 to 5 run lead, put his closer in the 7th. Now, down, I don't know how he'll play it, but they will use their best bullets early if they feel like it's a situation that calls for it. That was a different breaking pitch there. That was more like an overhanded curveball at 80 rather than the slider.
Yeah, and he's been pulling that slider across too.
Uh-huh. Gosh. And Tenney got a good swing at one earlier in the count. That was kind of the difference between first and second time around. Like, they weren't even putting wood on the ball, period. That time, Tenney fouled one off, then saw that overhand curveball, then swung through another slider. Gosh, that's as good a slider as I think I've seen anyone throw this year. And then Pack looks at one off. I mean, that's just a tough pitch. I think you have to sit there and watch it and say, all right, I'm going to make him land it. Because when he gets it on that part of the plate, my chances of doing anything with it are not good. man, that time he ran a fastball into the inner half of the plate and then ran it to the outside corner. Two-seamer.
We've been saying they've been having trouble locate it, but no problem for Volchko.
And there's the slider again, and Pack just had no chance. I feel like he's varied his tempo too. A couple times I've started to say he's working quickly, and then he'll kind of back off it. So in addition to, throwing 3 pitches for strikes, well, 2 pitches for strikes and a show-me curveball, I feel like he's varied his tempo a little bit too.
Yeah, I just wanted to review it. It was 50 seconds from strike 1 to strike 3 in that last at bat. To your point.
Got that one a little bit over the middle of the plate. And still all they could do was foul it off. All right, he's 49 pitches, 0-2. Gosh, his locations have been so good.
He goes back slider here after the fastball upstairs.
No, he went fastball and he got him looking. I think he was thinking, okay, well, I'm going to see the slider here because it's such a terrific pitch, and he just froze him with it. So, yeah, he's out of the fourth on, 51 or 52 pitches? 52.
Goodness. Sorry, I was
He
waiting on
struck out 9
3.
of the
I think you're
13
ahead of me
hitters.
now.
Yeah. You might want to speed it up a good 10, 15 seconds or 10 seconds or so. Yeah, he's got 9 strikeouts. He's thrown 38 of his 52 pitches for strikes. I mean, that's as good as what we're watching is, the college version of what Jacob Mizorowski did last night. Did you see that one?
I saw some of the highlights. I did not see it live, though.
He struck out. I saw it. I've got 2 TVs in front of me. I watched a little bit. He struck out 15 guys in a complete game. I think 1 hitter or 2 hitter. And he was I think he finished with 90-something pitches, maybe.
Wow.
Just absurd. And same type thing, just this huge guy with this release point you'll never see. Although the difference is he throws a fastball that runs it up to 104. We got some good pitching in the majors this year between Ohtani and what he's doing. We got Paul Skeens. I mean, it's a fun time to watch young pitching.
100%. Is there anything, because
has figured out who Pat McAfee is? Guess you saw that. We talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Carry on.
Feels
Sorry.
like for some of the numbers they throw around, they'd be ready for some checks. But I was just going to say, I mean, I'm with you. I think this is much more fun baseball to watch. Is there anything you think they'll do adjusting some of the rules, whether it's about timing or bats, to try and help out the pitchers a little bit in college baseball?
I don't know. I've been expecting it for about 4 years now, and it doesn't come. I've talked to a couple of coaches off the record, and then Volantis hits a guy with his first pitch. That looked like a first-inning breaking ball there. Now let's see if he can keep it together, because it spiraled on him in the first. I've talked to a couple of SEC coaches off the record. They're very frustrated. I think they thought things would have been changed by now. And My guess is it's an ESPN thing that they like the offensive numbers,
Yeah.
which makes me want to see a bunch of 3-2 games with record-breaking TV numbers to show that a good baseball fan is going to watch. We don't need every game to be 12-11. I do wonder. I think the thing, and I don't ever want to wish for this, but the thing that would change it in a hurry is if somebody took one off the head and it either killed or maimed someone for life. Then everybody would get outraged, and start talking about it publicly, and then a rule would change. I think I've been thinking it would take that to happen. I did see a couple of balls that were just 2 or 3 balls that were just rockets hit off pitchers in Hoover that made me think, okay, like if you're watching, you got to be just thinking this is a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, Dalton, we were just talking about in general. We were actually saying we enjoy it in Omaha when fields are a little bit bigger, a little bit
Yeah.
more low scoring games
It
than we get in
feels like
regular
real
season.
baseball. Yeah, Dalton says all media agenda since some of the schools are spending big. And Trace is also right. Hit by pitches are a thing. Well, no, Dalton, we're not talking about tonight. We're talking about the whole season. I mean, tonight the fences bring it back to normal. But I think just the combo of the balls, the bats, and the short ballparks just make it really hard to pitch. Third time up for Daniel Jackson, who's not had his best night, but that's as good a breaking ball as you'll get to hit against him. And he swung through it. Yeah, the hit batsman's the thing. I would almost look towards, using a pre-tacked ball or something like that.
Spider tack.
Yeah. And
Batters
Bo's
super
right.
aggressive. Yeah.
You saw the Aggies got the worst of it at times. I mean, I saw a Copian take one to the face from who's the LSU pitcher in the portal? Big kid who's a junior. I can see him. Maverick Rizzi. And then who else took the other one? I don't remember now. But yeah, Wes says just let him use spider tack. I mean, I'm fine with that. And batters can just crowd the plate and wear body armor too. Yeah, and Dalton's right. I just think the NCAA, they got so much to think about with football and everything else that changing the game of baseball and the composition of balls or bats or whatever is just, it's number 1,237 on the list of things. Volantis is going, what do I have to do to catch a break here? Had out 3 there on a pop-up, and Ashton Larson just overran it. Foul pop-up, that is. Well, he didn't he kind of overran it. What happens, he went to set his feet to move back, and he slipped on the warning track. I feel like anytime you give Georgia an extra chance, that's going to be like an RBI double to the gap here.
Yeah, I mean, we saw
especially
it
with Lujo.
in
Yeah.
that first. I will say I've been impressed with Volantis' ability to battle tonight. I know it hadn't been perfect, but
Yeah.
there
Struck
you go. They
Lujo out
got
on
the
a
out there
breaking
on the
ball
drop for a
away.
strike.
This time Tenney makes the throw. West is more foul territory. I'd be fine with that too. Some places I don't know. Like I'm at Vanderbilt all the time. They've got no foul territory, but if you've ever been to that place, you can't do anything. They're just landlocked. Now a lot of the SEC schools are not that way, but I would like to
Very
see that.
expensive fix too for.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. I don't know that I don't know how you do that with the ballpark built. I guess you could move home plate up and then move your fences back.
Because it feels like if anybody is spending money these days, it's all for trying to find a way to make more money on the other end.
Well, sure. And baseball's not a sport that turns a profit much of any place. I mean, it would at LSU, I think, but other than that, that's a short list of teams. Maybe here's your fix. If they do take high school players out of the draft, let the NCAA fund the equipment, the bats, the balls, all that stuff. I mean, not NCAA. Let majors do it. So, okay, you want to see how your guys play against conditions they're going to see in pro ball? Bring that over here. I mean, I think that'd be a win for everybody.
I like the sound of Commissioner Chris. If we're willing to crowdsource to make that happen, I don't know what the NCAA would take.
I would probably screw up many more things than I would get right, but that one I think would be a winner. Just get a commissioner. How about that? Just get somebody who will oversee the game.
Yeah.
All right, now here's Rodriguez, who had the best at bat I've seen anybody have against Volchko all night. Went down and got a slider for a base hit. That one, Volchko hung it, and he singled to center. So, Adrian Rodriguez, you're 2 for 2.
And all of a sudden, you just wonder, Chris, they can find a way to get one across. I know it felt like the world was ending after the first, but
yeah, the problem is he's going to have to hang a few more of those, and he just has not done that so far.
he had not done it yet.
I mean, that was middle of the plate there to me. See if they send him. He looks like he wants to go. Since I don't have the volume on, if you're in the chat, how does it sound? How many did Georgia bring? A lot of people? Are they vocal? It's just to see how that fan base traveled.
They just showed 14 for 18 on the broadcast, but Rodriguez in SEC games was just 2 for 5. So when he was running, he wasn't doing it against the likes of Daniel Jackson.
Yeah. Got a really good jump in the first. Oh, they threw a pickoff throw away. Is he going to take third? He is. That is the other thing about Omaha. You do that, everywhere in the SEC, that's a base. Omaha, you got a lot more room.
A lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, and that was just a bad throw by Volchko. Okay, so Georgia's really made its first mistake all night. And put a good swing on a pitch.
Ooh.
That was not easy to hit, and Texas got a run. That was a high
That was
outside
up and out,
fastball.
wasn't it?
Yeah, that Larson just threw the bat at and got it to right. I mean, that almost looked like a hit and run. Surely you wouldn't be doing that with a run on third and no out, but it just was like such a random swing. I guess what happened is the ball just carried so far. I mean, it started inside and wound up outside. I'm guessing if he knows where that pitch is going to end up, he's not taking that swing, but
He's just had one base runner in general. It'd be interesting to see how Volchko responds because he's just been in complete command.
yeah.
Odds have shifted a little bit on FanDuel, if anyone's curious. Georgia was minus 1,300 after the first inning, down to minus 620. Texas was plus 650, now down to plus 390.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The at-bats against him are not easy, but they are getting some better swings and better looks the second time around. Haven't really just absolutely squared one up yet, but they're not flailing at everything either. And I think he got away with one there, and it turned into a double play. That looked to me like as good a pitch as you'll get to hit to him all night. But they rolled over it, and Volchko was an out away from getting out of the fifth.
I mean, we talked about it. What kind of response would he have? First real cracks he's shown, and after an unforced error on the throw over the two singles, but
I need to see that again, but I think he got a break. I think he caught more plate there than he meant to on the double play. We got some Ole Miss people trying to run Mike Bianco out of there. We can talk about that between innings.
that sunset is something, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Beautiful background, that, the Ferris wheel. Oh, great slider. 3,200
That
RPMs.
10 or 11?
That would be 10. You only had one this inning.
Wow.
32. I've got closed captioning on, so it is 3,200 RPMs on that slider. That is ridiculous.
Disgusting. So I could be wrong, Chris, but I think this is an ECU fan
Okay.
trying to get Bianco out of town. So Coach Goodwin, a lot of moving parts here.
Okay, you're trying to ship Godwin to Oxford. Be careful what you wish for. He's had a nice career there. I know you're probably a little frustrated that it's not been getting out of a regional much lately. Guess they got to one. In fact, I saw ECU here in a super in 21. That was a really good ball club.
This is the better question. When do we get Chris Lee on a broadcast with Graham? Must see TV.
The world doesn't need that. You can get it here.
If we're going back to commissioner, how would we deal with the Brendan Sorsby case? And would it involve a hostile takeover of the state of Texas?
That was so ridiculous. I don't have the words. I mean, and I brought this up the other night. By the way, we're getting a Kirby Smart sighting here.
I like that hat too he's got on. That's a Gothic script.
Yeah, that's different. I think I read a tweet today that said it never came up anywhere in the court decision that like what he did was illegal. Like, how are we to that point where we're pushing the law aside for feelings? I mean, I just feel like that's the
were the only stats that we're looking at
that sums up this decade, to be honest. Let's just push the law aside and just decide how we feel about stuff. What was about a completion percentage?
I said I think the only, stat they were beholden to was the completion percentage. And we're looking at statutes or laws, precedent.
Yeah, you're right about that. Took me a second.
I will say though, it is going to be some must-see TV next year. But Sorsby's a decent player, but he's not.
No,
he's not out of this world good.
I brought this up the other night. What happens if he throws 3 picks innocently in a game that costs him the playoff? I mean, if you thought the kid's mental health was bad then, or what does that look like? I just don't think it's a situation that serves anybody. Now that might be the best breaking ball Volantis has thrown all night.
Yeah, that was pretty. And I think it was Cole Kubelik was making this point too. It's like, it's not like these guys have been his teammates for years. Like he's, Texas Tech has brought in a pretty big, like a lot of these guys in general are new. He's new. Like I think that too is got to be a tough locker room environment to manage too, especially if they drop 1 or 2 early.
Fair. Bo says Kirby probably wears the visor in the shower. Wes, you've nailed it. Let's take an alcoholic, send them to rehab for 30 days, and then hand them a job in a liquor store when they get out. Isn't that the equivalent of what's going on with Sorsby? Yeah, I think that's pretty close.
Sounds like an LSAT question.
Does
Parallel
it?
parallel reasoning.
Have you taken the LSAT?
No, I have not,
Okay.
but
Yeah, Bo's not buying the addiction, self-control, and consequences. I can see both sides of that one. Very, very close to someone who's an addict. Fortunately, not in my household, but it is brutal. Got a dozen kids that just figured out the best way to
I
get
was
on
about to
TV.
say, yeah, I heard that snicker. I figured you were right there too. Is this something that's going to go away? I mean, I feel like this tarps off thing is going to be a pretty it's got some staying power.
I think so. I think
What
I'm
was it,
gonna need some
Oklahoma or
caffeine.
Indiana football a couple years ago? Yeah.
Was it? Give me about a 30-second fridge run, and I'll be right back.
Perfect. You think he's going snacks, sports drink? Let us know if you're in the chat. Also, you think Texas can find a way over the line? We'll see. Appreciate all of you being here on a Saturday. Thanks, Trace. Means the world. RBT Productions. How are you? Yeah, I don't think you're wrong there, Wes. But I think sometimes the world gets a little too adventurous, you know. I think we could do with a little more sanity.
And a little more caffeine.
Caffeine, huh?
Yeah, got the diet green tea. And I do not do diet drinks as a rule, but that's the one that actually tastes pretty good.
Okay. It's a strong pull there.
Yeah, it's just enough kick. It's gonna give me a little more through this and maybe not keep me up all night. Hopefully not.
So I know we're only through 5 and change, but or I guess we're just here at the top of 6. What do you think? It's runaway Rager with the best pitching performance this weekend. Do you think Volchko can
Oh, I think this is
outdo him
better.
here, depending on how he finishes?
This is
You
better.
think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, no offense to Alabama. Their lineup is not in the same universe with Texas. And plus, I mean, these pitches are just nasty.
Yeah, smaller sample size too, but hitting 339 in the postseason in 5 games is Texas.
Yeah, I mean, Texas has not gotten a great swing yet. It's gotten some decent to good swings, but it's not It's not just been able to just tee off on anything yet. Oh, we're back to beach balls being thrown on the field. Another Omaha tradition. Oh, and they threw it in the stands and couldn't get it there.
Uh-oh. He's also still got a lot of tread on those tires too, in this ball game if he can keep it rolling.
Yeah. Well, that helps. And this helps
Yeah,
too.
Chris, were they giving that on the broadcast with the spin rate?
The closed caption at the end of last inning, I was reading it, said
Okay.
at 3,200. Yeah, Robbins grounds out the first pitch. I don't think Robbins or Tenney have gotten a great swing off yet. And that is, if you hadn't seen those kids hit, I cannot stress to you how hard that is to do. And this Carson Tenney is just a day he'd like to forget entirely. Ooh. That first one, if he gets that call, then good luck to you. I thought that was low. Jackson did a good job of framing that up. And he locates it again on the inside corner. And now Robbins is going, okay, great. Or Tenney's going, great. Okay, first one looked a few inches below the zone. That got called a strike. Second one, I had no chance of hitting it. He spun it just in the inside corner of the plate. And now he rolled him over. Nice play there by Ryan Wynn.
Outside of the pitchers and catchers, I feel like we've had some pretty good defense in this game.
Yeah, Georgia's made a couple of plays to kind of get him out of innings here. I think Tenney was just happy to get a bat on that one. So pitch count is 86 for Volantis through 5 innings, which is a small victory at this point. Volsco at 71 through 6. My goodness.
And I mean, maybe the answer is you go there regardless, but do you think this deficit needs to be closed before you consider bringing Cozart in? Or do you think if it's still at 3, you still go there?
Depends on if you get their guy out of the game. I think if you can chase Volchko and you're down a couple, and if you've got the top of the order coming up, like if you're going to see Robbins, then I would think about it. If it's 6-1 and it's the 8th, and you're getting to 5, 6, 7 in the 8th inning, I think I'm leaving him in the garage. But that's where the extra day of rest comes in. That's also where Graham Doty comes in. Good evening, Graham.
Look at that. Grade A segue right there.
How much of this have you seen?
A good bit. I missed maybe the second inning. That was bad time trying to put the little one down. But like from what I've seen, Volantis hasn't been his sharpest by any means. They said it's a career high and hit by hit batters for him. Seems like he's been uncomfortable at times, especially with the runner on base, especially first base. And then Volchko, my goodness, like that guy, for the most part, he seems like he has been on point when I've been watching him. Like his slider tonight has just been filthy.
I don't know that I've seen a better pitch in college baseball this year than the slider he's throwing tonight.
I know. It's like a wiffle ball up there.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It really is. RBT wants to know if we've been to Omaha. I think we've all been multiple times.
Yeah, different. Like you've worked it, like you've been in the press box and everything. When Ole Miss went in 2022, it was like, look, I don't want to work this. I don't want to do anything. I want to be a fan. And I sat in the outfield for both games with my whole family, and it was awesome.
I've done it just as a fan with, just to see that twice. I think I saw at the old park. At the new one, I've been 3 or 4 times, all in credentials.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worth it. Again, like it's not cheap by any means. But if you're on the fence considering going at some point, like it's awesome. It's very well run, put together. They do a great job in the media stuff, and again, the city of Omaha does a good job with it too.
Yeah, I'd be curious because it's been 10 years and change since I've been. Obviously, has gotten so much bigger.
Yeah, Volantis lost in this production that Volchko's putting on. Volantis has been pretty darn good since the first inning, which was nowhere close to all his fault.
Yeah, they're showing the highlights now. Has he always had that like weird, funky sidestep?
I don't know.
With the runner on first, like he's so big. I wonder if it's different for him. But look again here; they put it in play.
Good play.
That was a good play for him.
Volantis.
Lawless wants to get us in the booth, Chris.
Like your booth?
No, like I'm assuming he's talking about Vandy.
Yeah, I don't think that'll ever happen.
I'm
99.9% sure that will never happen.
I've done some things for Vandy over the years. I know the guys. Vandy was smart. They hired the producer for the White Sox to leave Chicago and move to Nashville, and he's been with Vandy for a while now, and he's incredible.
Who is it?
Doug
Stanton?
Yeah.
Okay, I know the name, but not
he's
him.
He's so good at what he does. He did Bulls when Jordan was there. White Sox. I think he did a little bit of Cardinals too.
Is that a different arm angle there for Volantis on the 0-2? That
He's
looks a
been
little
mixing it up. But again,
it's usually way more over the top.
This is what, third time through the order, so I'm sure he's trying to shake it up.
Oh, nice. Georgia's not exactly been squaring that pitch up.
No, not at all.
And the thing is, now he's locating it. I think earlier I just would have laid off. And, okay, if he strikes me out with 3 of those, then fine. But he was missing with so many of them. Gosh, you won't see a much better curveball or a much better slider than what you're seeing from these guys tonight. Agreed?
Yeah, totally agree. Especially for Volchko. It seems like Volantis is settled in, but he's approaching 100 pitches, so
let's see. Volchko's at 71. Volantis is at 97. I'm going to guess he gets one more inning.
Yeah.
And let's say it's 4-1 going into the 8th. Or better yet, let's say it's well, okay, 4-1 going into the 8th. Do you throw Cozart out there? I don't know if Schlossnagle uses him, if he's one of those guys that doesn't like to use his closer when he's got a lead, but college is a little different.
Well, and then the other thing is
when he's down, I'm sorry.
You get a little bit more rest in Omaha, so he could do
right.
it. Like
I bet he will.
Like if they lose, you get 1 day off. If you win, you get a full 2 days off. So we'll see.
Yeah. Chris WD's learned a lot about Volantis' makeup tonight. I think you're right about that.
I mean, when they cut to him at the end of the first inning, he looked, dejected with a capital T. Understandably frustrated, but
for sure,
battle back the way he has.
Well, he hadn't been in that situation. Like, how many times in his career has that happened to him? Not a lot.
No.
The broadcast, I don't know if y'all have had the audio on, but they were comparing him to Bumgarner earlier.
I can see that. I don't think that Bumgarner
needs
throws
better
as
beard,
hard as he does. Yeah, that's fair.
That'll help the pitch count. Boy, Volchko, he's pretty stoic, isn't he?
How many times has he gotten him over the top of pitches?
Feels like a lot.
Was that 1 pitch, 1 out?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That helps the pitch count. He got a first pitch fastball and rolled over the top of it. I thought Wes Johnson's interview in the dugout was good. Like, that was the most personality I've seen from him. Now, it helps when you have a 4-run lead at the time. You think Wes is going to be at Georgia for a while?
I mean, why not? You're in the best league in the country.
I just wonder, like, whenever the day if Arkansas opens, what do they do?
You think they call the guy out west that'll be looking to get back into college, perhaps?
Well, him for sure, and then like Wes has got to be on the table. He's from there, then was an assistant coach there. Geez, 11 Ks. That's got to be a season best, right? Let me get this.
Slider is still just, God help you against that thing.
We've gotten some great Schlossnagle cutaways tonight. That was another good one. His mouth was just fully wide open on that one.
Yeah, this is a season high for him in everything, innings and strikeouts. Whoever LIU is, that was his career high previously. What is that? Long Island, I guess.
That was the opener in the regional.
Yeah, in the regionals.
I like the comp, Wes. Cole Hamels comp for Volantis. Yeah, I think Hamels had that big overhead breaking ball, tall guy.
How big was Hamels? 6'6" though.
I think Hamels was at least that. Hamels might have been taller.
He's 6'4". 6'4".
Okay. It was a really good pitcher for a long time. Hamels, I wonder if he was like Hamels is probably like the Hall of Really Good.
Yeah, I would agree with
I guess
that.
he was like maybe like a 50 WAR pitcher. I'll look that up.
If Kurt Schilling isn't in,
Oh, Hamels was a 59 WAR guy.
I'm looking at it here. 4-time All-Star, and he was a World Series MVP.
All right, who's the last team Cole Hamels pitched for?
Bravos.
I did not know that. This COVID year. He was 162 and 122. I'm guessing he doesn't get in. Schilling's not in for, I mean, everybody knows why Schilling's not in. That's stupid.
His personality.
And I don't care if you are, you know, left of Stalin or right of whoever, you know, cut the crap and put the guy in the hall. That doesn't have anything to do with anything.
Yeah. Was Kumar, that was the Supers, right?
The 19? Yes, it was. It was game 2 of a Super. I was in the park for that one.
Okay.
Incredible.
Dylan DeLucia.
Didn't Kate Anderson do it?
I think Anderson did. I know DeLucia did it against Arkansas in 22.
Yeah. It says what we were thinking at the time. I mean, it looked like this was just going to be a runaway.
Yeah.
I was told there's a large chunk of Texas fans there
I'm sure.
by people that are in Omaha. Can we talk Spurs Knicks? Hey,
You're asking the wrong guy.
I'm pulling for the Knicks. I just think that'll be a fun story.
Yeah, Dalton.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, just really seeing the whole city of New York come together around the team has really made me want the Spurs to come back and win that series. I mean, desperately.
That's hilarious.
Look, he did what he wanted to do. He got him to roll over the top of it. That's just a whiff at third. Wes says this looks way better than decent. That what ESPN does though, Wes, is like they put mics in like weird spots in the crowd, and it like you could have make it seem like there's thousands upon thousands of fans for one school there, and it's really not. It's just like one section. But I was told
to figure out. Sorry.
Say go ahead, go for it.
When you were talking about mics in random spots, Florida basketball. I might ruin Florida basketball for you. They got the student section right behind the announcers. You can hear 2 people yelling the whole game. Sorry, I didn't mean to pop in front of you, Graham.
You're good. It's they've changed the broadcast setup in that arena in Florida so much, like it's hard to keep track. But the fans used to not be right on top of you, now they are.
Oh, Carson Tenney would just like to have a whole night over.
Yeah, he would.
That was a wild pitch, but I mean, it bounced up and hit him and could have been. I mean, easy for me to say. It's freaking Dylan Volantis. Oh, man. I don't blame him for trying to cut the run down there, though. Texas going to the Peel. Do you think they get it? Looks safe live.
Yeah, I think he's safe, but
yeah, he's safe unless he came off the bag momentarily. Ooh, he did come up off the bag. Maybe when he popped over it.
I think I'd stay safe.
I mean, you could argue there was about an inch or two of daylight between his butt and the bag there, where he's not touching anything.
I understand the challenge though. Like you got to,
You
might as
have
well
to.
use
If you're
one.
going to play the infield in and do that, then you got to go all in on the challenge if you think you got a shot. See what I mean there? Does he have? But yeah, you don't know if he's got the tag on him there. I don't think there's a shot where you can see all of it at the same time.
Yeah. Is that enough evidence to overturn the call?
I mean, his
No.
glove was near the leg, but was it on it? I don't know. I just don't know that you can tell from that angle. And I don't think you need to be guessing at it either. Either you saw it and you called him safe live, and the ump was right there with the best angle, or see, I think he probably came off the bag, but I don't know if the tag was on his leg or not. For all I know, his glove could have been, an inch off.
Those are some bright shoes and gloves.
See, I think his glove's off the leg by that point.
Yeah, I do too.
That was a weird sequence there.
Look, this is taking too long. If it's taking this long, just stay with what's called. Wes is saying he's out.
Did they call him out?
Oh, I think that's Wes's
No,
opinion.
that's his guess. I'm on Stat Broadcast, which is sometimes ahead of the TV, although not so much tonight.
It's saying reach on the fielder's choice. Phelps the third.
Yeah, but they haven't started the next. It's been like that for a while. They haven't. In other words, they would leave it at that until it's overturned, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Call stands. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, so who's Texas going to here?
That's not Kozark. Crossland.
Okay. Who hasn't pitched much the postseason, that I recall.
They're keeping Valantis in there.
Oh, okay. Well, not for long, because you just had a long break, and now you're doing a mound visit.
Who's up? Is it a lefty up? No. Lujo.
That's a righty. Lujo's, hit the hardest hit ball off him all night.
Put the ball in the air if you're Georgia.
Georgia really hasn't much squared one up since that first inning.
You can tell Georgia got all their new Marucci stuff.
Yeah.
With these shoes and gloves. Whoa.
Think it could be a little brighter.
Uh-oh. That guy's so good.
That was the same spot he found in the first.
We've got a lot of good stuff in the chat we'll get to between innings. Oh, boy, he hit another one. Is that fair? That is fair.
Jeez, you are way behind. Fast forward. You're like 40 seconds behind.
No kidding. Well, I mean, yeah, we are on the am I trying to say here? Billy slowed his down because I was behind him.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
now
Yeah,
we're both behind.
We've been doing some creative stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, are you really that far ahead of me?
Yeah. By the way, after 3, Spurs are up 72-65.
Boy, glad to know that.
How many players could you name for either team?
Luke Cornett, Victor Wembanyama.
That's 2.
Wembanyama. That might be it.
Do you know the Knicks' best player?
Patrick Ewing.
I'm sure he might be at that game. Jalen Brunson.
Mark Jackson. Okay, yeah, I do know who Jalen Brunson
He's
is.
just naming Knicks.
Willis Reed.
Another Nick. Have you ever been to Madison Square Garden?
No.
It's pretty legit.
The only sporting event I've been to up there was at East Rutherford, New Jersey. What's the arena they got up there?
Oh, the football stadium?
No, for hoops.
Where the Nets used to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, I'd challenge you to answer that question from Wallace.
I'll have to look at it mid-inning. Got a lot of
You're
stuff.
missing a Scotland-Haiti thriller, Chris.
What's that?
I said, if we're talking World Cup, there's a Scotland-Haiti thriller on right now.
Oh, boy. I can't wait to get to that one.
Powerhouses.
Well, the top TV is on the Giants and the Cubs, in case you wondered.
Who's winning that?
The Cubs are up 1-0.
Woof.
And the Braves snapped a 3-game losing streak today, which is mostly what I'm concerned about outside the college baseball world.
Boy, Volantis looks like he just jumped in a swimming pool.
Yeah. Well, he's looked like that since the first inning.
41 pitches will do it to you.
How many what's the weather like up there? Let's look this up. It's 65 there. That's
Really?
Not bad. It's not bad at all.
Trey says, I don't know where Scotland or Haiti are. Well, you might sell me a little short there.
You got to be part of members only if you want the geography stuff from Chris.
All right.
Well,
7-1. I think Dylan Volantis pitched better than the box score is going to tell you.
He did. I'm just a little surprised they left him in with the runners on third and first and nobody out. Dalton says he's mid. He's not mid. He just ran out of gas.
Well, if the infield's not playing in, it's a force play at first.
Hey, we got Jim Bob back.
Or maybe not.
Jim Bob wants to know if we're covering North Carolina, West Virginia. Not live, but like we'll definitely talk about it.
Sure.
That will be the nightcap tomorrow.
What else was in the chat the last few minutes? Just pick them, Graham.
Wes says, why is Slosh letting Volantis wear this? Meaning the outcome of this game.
I think he thought it was the best option he had, honestly. Like I said, it's not like he's been bad.
Yeah. And I agree with this. I bet they don't go to Cozart now.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Tied to Texas says he hates the sound of the ping of the bat. He wants a wood bat.
Yeah. When I take my son to the batting cage, it is wild to kind of hear. You'll hear metal bats, you hear composite bats, and you hear wood bats. They all make very different sounds.
Yeah. Well, the ping, like we don't really get the ping like we did when I was growing up.
No, it is a little different. But just like a solidly hit ball off a wood bat, that is a cool sound.
Yeah, it is.
What else do we have in the chat?
I'm scrolling. I'm trying to.
Trace was asking me which would I rather.
Hey, let me find that one. Did you see that one at all? I think it was would you
I least rather do?
Yeah, here you go. NBA World Cup or any women's sport?
I would probably, in order of preference, go NBA World Cup and probably women's college basketball if I had to pick from those.
But why? It can be.
I don't mind the NBA. I just don't have time to get into it. I mean, the brand of ball is fantastic. And soccer, I kind of enjoyed soccer more before it got more mainstream. And it's just gotten a little, I don't know, cute. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for here.
Like
I don't like the excessive, diving and when someone looks like their leg has been cut off at the knee because they got nicked by someone's shoelace.
Did you watch?
Chris doesn't run with the mainstream crowd.
Yeah,
no,
he's a little different.
Do you Did you watch a lot of Premier League?
No, I never watched that. I did. The World Cup is interesting to me. I just don't have time for it. There's no margin in my life. It's what I do is I get ready for this show and I take my kids places and I'll do some stuff at church and that's about it.
But it's every 4 years.
Well, I don't, God doesn't say, hey, Chris, you've got a large block of time here every 4 years, just randomly.
Also,
I mean, I haven't watched probably of the Braves' first 50 games. I probably didn't watch 9 innings combined. And I like the Braves. That's one of my things, but I just did not have the time this year. People tell you about travel ball and how much time it takes, and we're not even going out of state for most of this stuff. And it eats into everything I had left.
Jeez, that's a base hit, man.
Yeah. Now this is really going to break open.
I'll say this: high level soccer is incredible.
I agree.
I
played a little bit as a kid, and watching them do stuff and knowing how difficult it is, I have an appreciation for it.
Yeah, you should. Seeing EPL, those guys up in person, you really do get an appreciation for it. And when America had the Olympics in '96, they played the soccer games in Birmingham for some reason. And I remember I went over there with my family, I was 10 or whatever. And we went over there for that. We saw Mexico and Italy play in person, and there was a full-on brawl, and they had the SWAT team coming out of trucks like straight out of a movie scene. How
Really?
how we are about SEC football, that's how they are with soccer.
Oh, I think you're selling it short. My dad was in Europe. He was in the military when they were having one of the World Cups over there. And he was just telling me how fanatical it was.
Yeah.
Somehow they couldn't sleep a couple of nights because it just was so. And I think I don't know if they went to see a game. He wasn't against it. In fact, we were watching, they were having some kind of documentary on ESPN today about the NASL when it came to the States in the late 70s, and Pele played. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that with my dad a little bit today.
Have you guys seen this German guy, Freddie, on Twitter? It's going viral.
It's incredible. Chris, you
Awesome
you gotta see it. So he's in America like for the World Cup, and for whatever reason, well he's in the deep South, and he went to that game in Auburn the other day, and like he's just doing all these things that we just kind of take for granted. Like
Waffle House, stopped at
yeah,
Bucky's.
Oh,
he went to
I need
Bass
to
went to
Pro.
Chili's.
Yeah, he's just doing all this stuff, and like he went from like 20,000 followers. I think he's up to like 400,000 now.
Send me that. I would like to go, like, send me to one of these fanatical World Cup matches somewhere. Just as long as I'm not like in the middle of a mob scene or something when people lose their minds. Like if I can just go, and I would love to go and watch one of those games. If I know a fight's not going to break out in the crowd or a riot or something, I'm not in the middle of it.
I mean, Trez is just now quoting the entire Augie Garrido speech line by line.
Yes, that one.
We'll see if he can beat the final score.
Yeah, I don't think we can play that on the show.
No, I don't think that. I think that might crush our clean rating here.
Yeah. We would get that red E when we post it on the podcast feed.
Someone was telling me about they were at a scrimmage, like Texas played a fall scrimmage. This is when Augie was in, and like he was coaching third in flip flops, I think.
Was he?
Yeah.
He was something else, man. I'll never forget when they came to Oxford in 2005 for the Supers. It was awesome. Is that right? That Freddie guy said he had no idea how lucky we are to have Walmart.
Oh. You do kind of take that for granted.
By the way, if you ever go to Walmart in Northwest Arkansas, it is totally different than the Walmart that you and I go to, like on an everyday basis. Like they take care of their Walmarts in Northwest Arkansas.
Did the Amish have a Walmart?
I'm sure they got something. A general store. Do they have email?
That seems off-brand. Would Morse code be like above board there or not?
They should be a good trade to know. Yeah, Wes is right. We forget Skip was with Augie for a long time at Texas. So he had a front row seat to many of those speeches.
Was Schlossnagel an assistant or he played under Garrido?
I don't think either. Like,
okay.
It feels like he's from Texas. He's not. I forget where he's from. He's just been in the state of Texas a very long time. He was at like somewhere out west, then TCU forever, then A&M, and now Texas.
So Brett Crossland got out of it. We said this would be the most anticipated game we'd seen in a while. It's been a bit of a disappointment. I mean, there's been some amazing stuff to see, but I thought that 7-1 was not something I had.
Yeah, me either. By the way, Chris, appreciate the super chat.
That's nice. Thank you.
Best super chat we've ever gotten right there.
That'll cover some of the money my daughter spent at the Amish store.
There you go.
Should note it's not for our baseball coverage either. So
no,
I don't know what that says about
absolutely
us,
not.
But.
All right, I looked it up. Slosh, do you want to guess what state he's from? I wouldn't have guessed this ever. His hometown is a minor league baseball stadium is in his hometown. I've been there.
Well, since you said you wouldn't have guessed it, I'm guessing it's not the South or the Midwest. Michigan.
He is from Hagerstown, Maryland.
Okay.
And his route was Clemson, Tulane as assistant coach, head coach at UNLV, and then TCU, A&M, Texas. Let's see, how long was he at TCU? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
A while.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18 years. He was at TCU when they were in Conference USA. That's how long he was there.
Oh, man. Yeah, people ask if we saw Skip's picture. Yeah, we showed that one last night.
Yeah. It's good stuff. They should mic Skip up for every game.
Oh, I would pay. Although he may be a lot more subdued on game days.
He is. You got a taste of it. You did it.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
year.
I went to say hello to him in Nashville, and he was cordial, but it was like, I got stuff to do here.
Yeah. I think I was like a year out of college when I learned, all right, coaches are different on game day. Noted.
Yep. I swear, I think if we wanted him for a half day on a show, we could get him.
Yeah, we could.
And it would be us ending the show. We'd be like, Skip, we've got to go.
Dalton is asking, Wes Johnson the best coach in the SEC after this year? Is Jay Johnson still alive?
Yeah, I'm not ready to go there yet, but he's done a phenomenal job. And I don't think we just kick Tim Corbin or Kevin O'Sullivan out of that conversation either, because it's been a minute.
But Wes, what he's been able to do, has been incredible. Like he has certainly maximized Georgia.
What happened here with Ethan Mendoza? Did he hurt his hand on a base hit?
Let's see the replay.
I don't think I've seen that happen.
Well, he's coming out.
And he's holding his hand, not his. I can't think what he would do unless it was a stress fracture or something like that.
Here we go.
He's grimacing. That is bizarre.
Yeah,
he didn't even get jammed.
He was hurting right away. That was weird. He was in pain from the get-go.
Yeah. Already in his backswing, he was grimacing.
Wes is asking handmade. Like, I've never seen somebody break the handmade bone when you don't get hit on it.
Yeah. I mean, to do that, it had to be cracked or something already.
Are you a fan of stickers on the helmets? Like you see in football?
I like them in football, like if it's part of your thing, like Ohio State. I think it's kind of cool, but otherwise, no.
Hey, we got a South Carolina fan.
Nice.
First of all, thanks for watching. Second of all, we made 2 videos this week about this. We interviewed the GOAT that covers South Carolina, especially baseball-wise, John Whittle. He did an excellent job breaking it down. But Chris can speak for himself, but we both love it, and we think he's going to win sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Feels like what they needed.
Yes, without question. They're saying that's what happened to Aloy in the SEC tournament. Is that right?
I'll take their word for it.
I thought Aloy was actually hit by the pitch, though. I'm gonna be honest. Hoover feels like a universe ago. It feels.
It really does. I wonder what Volchko's pitch max has been this year. I'll look that up.
I'm sure he's touching it right now. Wes Johnson doesn't strike me as somebody that likes to leave guys out there very long. Pitch count wise.
He threw 102 against South Carolina March 27th, 105 against Florida, 104 against Arkansas, 100 against Ole Miss, 108 against Missouri. In fact, he had 4 straight 100 pitch plus games in a sequence of 5 out of 6, with the one where he didn't throw 196 against Mississippi State. Also
Wow.
threw 100 against LIU.
So durable.
So we will.
Takeaway.
My guess is we will see him finish this or really close.
It would also just help them out bullpen wise too. You know,
Yes.
like you don't have to go to Scott or Bird or anything like that. Aoki.
He's still got the slider.
Yeah, Wes is right. That slider is making him a lot of money tonight.
I mean, it was 85 instead of 87 and 88, which I feel like he was hitting it with earlier. But still, slider 85 looks like that is just, gosh.
Looks like he's barely broken a sweat.
You're not lying.
Pinch hitter.
Josh Livingstone, who is no longer their first baseman. They went away from him and went to Ashton Larson. Wow. Man, he's so sharp. I mean, you couldn't have landed that one any better than he did.
Mm-hmm. JC 10-speed says Georgia will start Aoki.
I would too.
So that would be Oklahoma, right?
Yeah. No, that'll be fun.
His mom's getting a lot of airtime.
Yes.
You think that would be hard to do? Like a giant camera shoved in your face? Act natural. And then clap.
Honestly, I think if it were my kid, I'd be so into the game, I wouldn't really notice. Also, has not walked or hit a guy yet, although we're looking at a 3-2 pitch, and I wonder if that's the first full count he's seen all night.
Yeah, feels like it. I bet he still throws it.
God, that was a strike, and they're getting out of it.
All right, so now you're ahead of me.
Yeah, I mean, if Livingston had taken that pitch, it would have been strike 3 on the outside corner. I think what impresses me is like this is the spot where guys start to just really lose their location.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of pitches that at bat, he could not have been any more at the knees on the outside corner than he was and have it be a strike. That was I think this may be the most impressive pitching outing I've seen this year.
This year, really?
Well, I mean, let's take into context what's at stake and who he's facing.
Yeah.
Who did you see that was better?
Well, we had
I mean, Tyler Fay no hit Florida, and I get it, but that's and maybe that's your answer. Maybe anytime you complete game no hit anybody.
But what you said is a factor too, like World Series, big stage, obviously against a very good team.
And it's not it's watching his stuff. I mean, he was amazing at hitting his spots. And the RP, you know, the break on these things. I mean, where you're dotting the outside corner and you're starting something in, you know, right at a right-handed hitter's elbow, and it's catching the outer corner of the plate on the other side when it gets there. And it's running up there 85, 86, 87, 88. That's next level stuff.
Yeah. 12 Ks, no walks, 1 run. It wasn't earned. This is a good one too. What Dakar did last week.
That's true. And it was hot, and you know, that's a tough spot to pitch in. But I mean, Texas was, you know, again, I think the top 3 in the order are as good as anybody. None of them had a really competitive at bat against Volchko all night.
Wait,
The
what did
bottom
that
part of
say?
the order had been hitting better.
It says
Didn't matter.
Okay. Georgia College World Series strikeout record. Okay.
Now, Aiden King did have some good outings. They're right about that. But anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Lawless is saying Knicks have taken over. Let me pull that up on my phone. Man, this month is so awesome for sports.
Yeah. Tied to Texas, were you in the sports media business? Sounds like you were.
Wow, what did he say?
He says covered a few games in the Hyphen Dome, Beard Eves, and Plainsman Park in the Hal Baird and Steve Room era. Hard to beat Auburn's atmosphere.
It's they've come a long way too in the atmosphere part.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see it. Yeah. How old was Cade Horton, though? Was Horton a draft eligible sophomore?
He was a little older. Like I'm pretty sure he redshirted.
Let's see difference in age. Volchko is going to turn. Let's see. Volchko's going to turn 21 next week.
All right. So Horton missed all of 21. And then he only played the 1 year. He only played 2022.
Yeah, so Horton was a couple months younger. He was almost 21. Would turn 21 in August of that year that he pitched.
What's the cutoff date, by the way? Is it July or August?
I don't remember.
What happened?
Ground out.
It was nearly foul, though. I think they're discussing whether or not
I think they overruled it. Yeah. It looked like it was foul when he picked it up, maybe.
My man's wearing a Nick Chubb jersey.
Not to be get off my lawn.
Oh, it was
this
barely
jersey
foul.
backwards.
Say what?
I said not to be an old man get off my lawn, but this trend where we're wearing jerseys backwards, I think it's ridiculous.
Careful now.
Maybe
You're
it's just a
infringing
young
on my
people
territory here.
What, you walking around with a Cam Ward jersey?
No, I mean me being that guy.
Yeah. That was close to being a fair ball. I'm with you, Billy. I don't I'm kind of weird about wearing a jersey of somebody that I'm older than. Um, that's kind of my rule, and if I'm wearing one, I definitely would wear it correctly.
Tied to Texas, said he worked with the Birmingham News in the 90s and Auburn thereafter. All right, great.
Nice.
Always good to have another media guy on.
It's not 4 games in 4 days.
Yeah,
like Texas gets tomorrow off, but you got the number of games right, Jim Bob.
They would have to go Tuesday, or I guess it'd be what? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
You get a. I'm trying to think. Don't you get a day off no matter what?
They might
think
sneak
so.
one in there.
And then obviously, if you lose, you're eliminated.
We could just pull the bracket up.
Yeah, or that. I can't read it.
Let's see.
You got to remember, I got awful eyesight.
Okay, loser of this one. Tuesday it's no, that's not right. Monday at 1. Winner of that one goes Tuesday at 7, and then Wednesday at 6, and then Thursday. So it is 4 games in 4 days, but you get a break before the next one. So I'm guessing Texas would go Riojas and then maybe Luke Harrison on Tuesday if it gets that far. Then what do you do Wednesday and Thursday? I mean, you could throw Ethan Walker started tournaments before.
You could go back to Volantis if they reach Thursday.
Yeah, but then it's okay. Do you have him for, the championship? I guess you just got to win what's in front of you. And you can maybe bring Volantis out of the pen later in the week. But that's probably what I'd do. If you got the Thursday, I'd turn him back over. Although I wonder if he's ever thrown 5 innings on that short rest or whatever it takes there.
What would that be? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's 4 days.
Yeah, I mean, that's shorter rest than a major league starter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think at that point you just maybe you use him for a few pitches in relief in between. That's probably what you do. I mean, and the thing is, Texas, we've talked about, they've got a lot of pitching talent. There's been times that and look, I'm not the guy that runs the program. Jim Flossnagel is much more suited to cover his program than I am, but it just feels like you've had a lot of guys that are talented parked in the garage. And I know like Burns has struggled at times, but sometimes what you need to get out of struggles is just to pitch. And I feel like they will go Cozart sometimes rather than just let their guys pitch through it and figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, Brett Crossland's a top 100 guy for his draft class. I mean, you got all kinds of guys that are very, very talented in that bullpen. Sorry, Billy.
I was just say, assuming Texas loses, of the teams that dropped their first game, who do you think has the clearest path to the championship series? I know Texas is probably pitching depth wise, but Ole Miss's route just to me seems a little easier than Texas is, and they'll get an extra day off if they win tomorrow.
I would agree. Everything you just said, I totally agree with.
I think Ole Miss is the team I'd pick.
Boy, Georgia, if you would tell Georgia, by the way, Jackson's going to go 0 for 4. but you're gonna have a 6-run lead in the 9th.
And Volchko's going to get a chance to CG it.
Yeah, they'd be like, sign us up for that. 1 minute to go in the finals. I got
boy.
it up.
What's going to happen?
Knicks up by 2.
I might have to turn over for that.
Now it's tied up.
JC 10 Speed agrees with us. And Chris and Wes.
Knicks just went up by 5. Tied to Texas. How's DK? DK's good. I talked to him today. He's doing family stuff this weekend. Ooh, here we go. 50 seconds. Knicks up.
My wife and son, I can hear them outside my door watching it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh.
What channel is this on?
ABC.
Oh, okay.
For like the past decade, Chris.
Yeah, well, don't get me started. And for some reason, my whole YouTube menu has changed. I don't know what I've done here.
Oh, wait, I'm trying to see what just happened. What happened? Oh, Spurs missed a transition layup to tie it. So now the Knicks have it at the free throw line up by 2.
So this is final minute of Game 7. Teams tied, correct? Oh, no. New York leads 3-1.
Knicks up by 3.
What seed were the Knicks?
Like a 1 or a 2, I think.
Okay.
The Knicks are going to do this. Holy moly.
So is Joey Volchko.
I see Spike is losing his mind, as he should.
They haven't won one in, 53 years?
Whatever, 70, whatever.
Well, you got to be happy for New York City, right?
That's why I like the games at in the Garden. Just seeing all these famous people that everybody knows losing their mind. First New York championship since Yankees?
Giants?
Which
second
one?
Eli Manning?
Which one was
What
more
year was that?
recent? Was that the
Yankees
second?
haven't won one in forever.
Well, it's like
It was
09.
not the Tyree one.
Volchko,
the second
89
time.
slider, 13th strikeout on pitch 100. Golly.
Jeez.
89 slider on pitch 100. And it didn't move as much as the others did, but it moved enough. On second glance, it moved more than I thought. And that's Aiden Robbins. You just don't make Aiden Robbins look bad multiple times a game. He or Anthony Pack, and he's done it tonight.
Giants isn't the answer, by the way. That was back in 2012. So second Eli Super Bowl. I can't remember what year like Jeter, CC Sabathia, and A-Rod was. That was like 09. trying to see which one of these games is going to end faster. The finals with 20 seconds or Georgia, Texas with 1 out.
I think Georgia is going to end faster. Carson Tenney took a walk. Oh, wow.
Is that the first walk?
I was watching the basketball game. Not often you see somebody put back a 3 with a slam.
So Volchko's got to be one, but between DeCaro and Rager, who do you think is second for performance of the weekend so far on the mound?
In Omaha.
I'll let you in.
In Omaha,
DeCaro's complete game was last week.
Yeah, I was talking about his outing against
yesterday.
Ole Miss.
Okay, yeah, because somebody brought up the complete game earlier.
Probably what Rabe did.
Oh, you mean in the NCAA tournament period?
Oh, I was just talking about.
We just talking about
in Omaha so far. Yeah. Outside.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's got to be what Oklahoma, what he did today.
Yeah, because he didn't give up hit till what, the 5th?
Yeah.
Oh, where did that miss?
Man, that was close.
Daniel Jackson's letting the ump have it. Yeah, I think that was strike 3. It's close. I still think that was a strike.
I'm impressed. This guy's committed. You'd think he'd be ready to get out of there at 10:30.
Yeah.
You talk about a thankless job, being an umpire or referee.
Yeah, I tell you what, Graham, Chris, and I were talking about the Northwoods League earlier. I was calling games out there last summer. I'll tell you what, the latter 3 innings, that strike zone would about double in size. Those guys were, yeah. Anything close.
I can't imagine the kind of people that they had to umpire those games.
All right. Volchko's 1 out from a complete game. 80 strikes in 110 pitches.
What's that math? What percentage is that?
70-something percent. Strike 187.
Oof. Nick's just missed a big free throw.
Strike 2.
All right. You know he's going with a hook. All right, there's 8 seconds left in the finals. And Chris, you might have been right. 8 minutes ago when he said that the Georgia-Texas game would finish before the last 20 seconds.
Wow, he got the call. Painted the outside corner with, was that a 4-seamer?
That was a make
16 strikeouts. Well, I mean, I don't think it was off the zone. It was close, but man, 16 strikeouts.
Crazy. 7 runs on 5 hits is also crazy.
And he just looks like nothing happened.
He made some money tonight.
No doubt. $114 pitches, 84 of them for strikes. Was still hitting high 80s with a slider in the 9th. That was amazing.
Yeah, that's should be the favorite right there the rest of the way.
Yeah. I mean, we said whoever won this game would be the favorite, and nothing that I saw changed my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, you faced maybe the most talented pitcher in this event, and you won by 6 runs.
JC
Your best player went 0-4.
Yeah, 0 for 4. He says this Georgia pitching staff reminds him of Mississippi State's.
Okay, so that would be Volzko would have been your Bednar.
The difference is Georgia doesn't have.
They don't have a Landon Sims,
Yeah,
but
they
I
don't
don't
have
know
Landon
that.
Sims.
I don't know that State's 2 through 6 arms are as good as Georgia's.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Especially if Aoki's in there. All right, we're over this Sour Patch Strips thing. I guess we're not. Volzko's in there trying to have an interview, like nothing is happening, and they were just. He is locked in.
he is locked in.
I think they could put a boa constrictor around that kid's neck and he wouldn't budge.
Uh-huh.
If it weren't so funny, it would be incredibly rude. Oh, gosh. Chris Budden. Oh, now she's got it in her hair. That's the best roll with the punches ever by an interviewer. Oh, gosh.
Where are you guys on like sour candy like that?
Love it.
I can't stand
Love it too. I can taste it right now. I'm hungry for it.
Not when it's been in someone else's dirty hands, maybe, but sour gummy candy is up there. Yeah, just pitched to Maddox, except, boy, Greg, I don't know that Maddox ever struck out that many guys in a game like that.
No, very rarely. Knicks just need to make one free throw, and it's over.
Will there ever be another Greg Maddox?
Doubtful.
I doubt it either.
Could you imagine what he would have been like if he would have gone to college?
Yeah.
That would have been something. I met Greg Maddox once in my life, and it's back when he was working for the Cubs. And nobody told us that he was like going to be in town. The Knicks won, by the way. So the Knicks won in 5. Congrats to them. So after the game, like part of like my gig, you know, I was the official scorer in addition to broadcasting the games. I wouldn't recommend that combo, by the way. So I go in the clubhouse and like go in the Skip's office and like I knock on the door, open it, walk in, and Greg Maddox is in there. And like, you know, I grew up watching him like all the time on TBS in the 90s, and like I just froze.
Yeah.
I was like,
what was the occasion?
He was the Cubs AA affiliate was in town, and so like he was with them just working one-on-one with their pitchers and stuff. For a little bit, he didn't do it long, but he did work officially like with the Cubs farm system, like their pitchers, and you know, just walked up to him and was like, here's a box score, Mr. Maddox. I had no idea what to say.
Did you ever see the video where he pranked Chris Bryant?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Oh, so funny.
Both those guys are from Vegas.
Yeah, that's right.
If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. It's one of the Red Bull videos.
It's worth your watch.
Yeah, it is.
Should we look ahead?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's start left side of the bracket. So we're looking at Ole Miss and Troy. in an elimination game? Where do you want to start with this? I guess Ole Miss will go with
Elliott. It's not official. At least I haven't seen anything officially announced, but I would be blown away if it's not Hunter Elliott.
Okay. How do you see this one matching up?
I like Ole Miss's just pitching wise. I like Ole Miss better than Troy in this matchup. You got the experience from Hunter Elliott. Ole Miss has never lost a game when Hunter Elliott has pitched in the postseason. And then I like Ole Miss's bullpen better than what Troy's going to bring out there. You got JP Robertson is going to be available. Waters potentially will be available. He got hot the other day against North Carolina. Ole Miss has the day of rest, so you got to think that Calhoun and Hooks should be available too if need be. This game is going to be interesting though because Troy, they're a very good team. Obviously, making it to Omaha, but they can really swing it. So
yeah.
The key to me is Ole Miss. You're going to have to limit the walks, limit the base runners to the best that the Rebels can. Just limit the opportunities for Troy, and then Ole Miss is just going to have to string together some base hits. Now it's going to be a totally different situations. Like North Carolina brought out a couple of really good players. Two of their top arms, arguably pitching for the moment for the Tar Heels. I don't think Ole Miss is going to see that level of arm that Troy's going to have. Betting wise, looking at FanDuel, like Ole Miss is a big favorite. I just think if you're Ole Miss, like like whatever it takes just to win this game, obviously to keep your season alive. So I think I'm picking the Rebels, and just because I think Ole Miss has more depth pitching wise, and I just think they'll figure it out at the plate.
Yeah, Troy is very lefty heavy. Jimmy Janicki's their best hitter. He's a righty. Other than that, looking at Secchi, Nelson, Cavill, Darnell, Meyer, all lefties. That's debatably what, 5 of their top 7 hitters. And Hunter Elliott's a lefty, of course. So I think that's something to watch. They don't steal a ton of bases anyway. They've stolen 55. Hunter's got an exceptional pickoff move. They don't walk a ton. A couple guys, single-digit walk rates in their starting lineup. They walk some, and I think that's the Achilles heel for Hunter Elliott. He's just putting guys on base.
It is. Like, he's definitely, it'll happen. Like, he'll hit a batter, somebody will get a base hit, a walk here or there. Like, it's going to happen. But his superpower is just being able to navigate through all that traffic. We do need to touch on, like, what the weather and the wind situation is going to be. And obviously we don't know that as we record this on Saturday night, but that could be a factor too. Like in Ole Miss's first game, the wind was blowing in and really kind of impacted what Ole Miss wanted to do offensively. Wind wasn't blowing in as much for the Troy game. Janicki did hit the home run for Troy. So, if wind's blowing out, it's going to be a benefit for both teams because these are two teams that each have over 100 home runs. If it's blowing in, I think that could change the offensive approach for both teams a little bit.
Yeah, Benjamin Stubbs and Zach Crotchfeld are their two best arms. They both threw in game 1. So I guess what's left, you're probably looking at Tommy Egan and Hayden Smith maybe is their best 2 arms. I would think Egan would probably start that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's not a. I mean, Hayden Smith's not a strikeout guy at all, and that's Ole Miss's Achilles heel.
Yeah. From the Ole Miss point of view, like Ole Miss strikes out a lot. I mean, it's just going to happen, but Ole Miss does walk a lot. So it's kind of like a catch-22, but again, for Ole Miss, I mean, you are what you are at this point. It wouldn't surprise me if Ole Miss, despite the numbers that you said for Troy, like if Ole Miss strikes out 8 times, that's just not going to surprise me. It's just what they've done.
Anything else on this one?
I think like for Troy, I just think you're going to see them kitchen sink game. They're going to do whatever it takes to win pitching wise. Ole Miss is deeper on the mound. And again, you got a guy like Hunter Elliott who really thrives in moments like this, high pressure, high leverage. Ole Miss plays with a lot of confidence when he's on the mound, but should be an interesting matchup. I'm just curious to see what the offense is going to look like for both of these teams and just what the weather is like. Chat's asking, do we take the over? I don't know what the over under is for that game. I don't think it's going to be like 9-7. I don't really envision it being like that.
Let's see. It's over under is 10.5. Ole Miss a runner and a half favorite.
10.5.
I don't know. That's that feels doable.
Lawless is saying the wind's going to blow out pretty hard tomorrow. So if that's the case,
I would take the over.
Yeah, if that's the case, you can over would make sense.
But we're both going Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'm taking Ole Miss.
Okay, we've got. Let's see. I'm not really going to do UNC in West Virginia. We'll stick to SEC games here. So we got Alabama and Texas in the losers bracket. I would presume that looks like Ruger Riojas.
Gotta be.
And Zane Adams has been Alabama's 2 all year.
Yeah. Interesting matchup. Boy, Alabama. I was kind of surprised with the way that they looked today, especially offensively. Now they kind of ran into a buzzsaw for Rager for Oklahoma. After the game, I saw Rob Bond. He pretty much said we didn't compete. We got totally dominated. He owned it. So I thought that was interesting. But in this particular matchup, I like Texas. I didn't think Texas played awful against Georgia by any means. I just think Georgia is just that good. So I like Texas, especially with Ruger Riojas on the mound. I think somebody like Robbins and Pack will have a good day for Texas. I think Texas will do just enough to keep their season alive.
Yeah, I'm looking because I think they played in the season, didn't they?
I believe so, yeah. In Austin? I think it was in Austin, wasn't it? You pulling it up?
Yeah, okay. Texas won 10-2, 3-1, and then lost 2-1. That's right. That was the Miles Upchurch game.
In Austin?
Yeah. So, yeah, Texas took 2 out of 3 in Austin, and that was, April the 17th to the 19th? Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. I didn't like the way Texas swung it at all tonight. Again, I think that had a lot to do with who was on the mound, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Probably everything to do with it.
Right. Yeah. Because the Texas lineup has been pretty consistent lately.
Well, and Texas's lineup is overwhelmingly right-handed.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Zane Adams, who's a lefty. I think this is a better matchup for Texas. I think, your thing with Texas you got to watch is Riojas because it's been up and down. Again, I think the rest helped him, and he was dominant before he got tired late in the year or midway through the year, whenever it was. But I think the way they got just, and it's Cord Rager. He's going to be a first rounder in a couple of years, it appears. But the way that Alabama just did not hit at all in the opener, I think, was concerning.
Yeah. But again, a large part of that is Rager. Yeah.
Now, I do think, well, I mean, and if you're Texas, again, I think one of the blessings from the way you lost the game is you didn't blow Cozart. I mean, if the game's on the line in the 6th inning, he's getting the ball. So I think that's the one good thing that came out of the Georgia game for Texas was the way that the game flowed. it wasn't one of these 7-1 losses where it was 2-1 in the 8th and you brought him in that. So that was the one thing. If I were Texas, I would be concerned. Okay, let's not get in a war of pitching attrition with Georgia and blow some of the best arms, and then face an elimination game against a good Alabama team. And okay, you're down some guys because of that.
Mm-hmm. You think it'll be close? What's your anticipation? Like close, not close, lots of runs, not a lot of runs?
I think it'll be a game. The other thing too is Carson Tenney was just dreadful behind the plate tonight as we're doing this on Saturday night. So Justin LeBron had 41 steals coming into the tournament. I think he's got 1 or 2 already. Tenney was having trouble just on basic, throw him out on a drop third strike plays. I do think that if you're Texas, you're a little bit worried about that element of things. Yeah. So if you can get some traffic against Riojas in Alabama, I would think that Rob Vaughn will be super aggressive.
I could see that. I think if LeBron gets on base, like he's going to take off. Like I think he'll be ultra aggressive.
Yeah.
And he's only been caught stealing once.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where else this one is interesting. Some of the better part of Alabama's order, Fowler, Neal, those guys are lefties. I don't know what Riojas' splits were against lefties. You can't look them up at the moment, but that's another thing too. So, but I'm still taking Texas.
Yeah, I am too. I want to see how Bama responds, though. They don't have a lot of losses. What happened today? Like that hasn't happened very much.
No, you're right about that. But have had some history of adversity. Going into a game against the Longhorns again. That's the Upchurch game, but we won't see him. So Georgia and Oklahoma. I'm guessing it's going to be Xander Mercurius and Caden Aoki in this one, probably. What are your opening thoughts here?
I think that is the confirmed pitching matchup, by the way. Intriguing matchup. Is anybody hotter than Oklahoma right now? Especially
Georgia.
Yeah, but Georgia has been playing at this level pretty much all season. Oklahoma, right. I mean, they've been doing this for like 2.5 weeks now. 8 runs or more, 8 out of the last 9. Oklahoma's red hot right now, but I don't see how you can pick against Georgia. Georgia is just like this red and black machine that is on a mission and is unstoppable. So until I see Georgia lose, like I'm not hopping off the Georgia train.
Yeah, I'm going to try to counterpoint you here, and I'm going to try to find Xander Mercurius's line in the NCAA tournament, and it would help if I look on Oklahoma's schedule page.
Can you spell Mercurius?
Mercurius.
Lots of vowels.
That's right. Lots of strikes too, maybe. Let's say I think it was the was it the game 2 against Georgia Tech in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
My point would be he's got some history facing a red-hot offense and doing okay. Yeah, I mean, okay, the line wasn't great. It was 5 2/3, 5 earned, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. I think that's when the rain maybe was falling, and that game got sideways in a hurry. Much different ballpark.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, night and day between Ross Chandler Field in Atlanta and what you'll see in Omaha.
Do you see the Sooners scoring 8 runs?
When's the last time Georgia gave up 8 runs?
Yeah, let's look it up.
Well, wait a minute. I think we forgot the Super Regional pretty quickly. Yeah. But again, Foley Field and that building, much different places.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I guess the question to me is what's the plan B for pitching?
For
I mean,
which
I
team?
well, for either. I mean, I think like if one of them, I think Georgia would probably go Matt Scott. He's been their long guy, and maybe
Bird.
Oklahoma goes with or Bird. I mean, Georgia's got a half dozen guys that I just feel like Wes Johnson threw the heck out of all of them once he figured out who his dudes were. Oklahoma, you just don't ever know for sure. I mean, they've thrown 15 different guys in postseason. You got Jackson Cleveland could cover a couple of innings. He can go consecutive days. He hasn't thrown yet. It's probably LJ Mercurius. He's thrown 3 outings of over 40 pitches in this thing. And I feel like it's thrown better out of the bullpen. So we're probably looking at a Mercurius brothers outing for Oklahoma. And then I would guess Scott or Bird or whoever is the next guy for Georgia.
Yeah, I would agree. And you said Cam Johnson, maybe doghouse, like less than 10 pitches in the postseason.
He's thrown 12 pitches the whole postseason. That all came in one
12.
outing.
Yeah.
And he got pulled quickly. That was, I believe, Georgia Tech.
Yeah. God, his stuff is so electric too. Like if he ever figures it out.
Yeah. I mean, you can't hit him. Some of that's because it's not in the zone, maybe, but
yeah.
I mean,
Wes is right.
There are no long
Cleveland.
balls against him.
Did you mention Cleveland for Oklahoma, by the way?
I did.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Like they'll throw both those guys a lot of pitches, and he's not afraid to use them. You know, not long after the first one. So, and these teams didn't play, did they? At all in the season.
I don't believe so, but let me double check.
Gosh, I'd forgotten Oklahoma got beaten by LSU in the SEC tournament. That seems forever ago.
Yeah, they beat him in Baton Rouge, though. All right, I'm looking.
Well, no, that was in Hoover.
Yeah, but I'm saying they won the series in Baton Rouge.
Oh, got you. Okay.
These two teams did not play in the regular season.
Okay. So we have no history. I mean, I'm not betting against Georgia, but man, Oklahoma is just a tough out right now too.
Yeah, they are.
But still, I mean, you're not. I feel like Georgia's in much better pitching shape, and the way that Oklahoma is hitting, Georgia's hit like that all year.
If Oklahoma was playing anybody else, I'd take the Sooners. But again, I haven't picked against Georgia in a while, so
yeah,
I picked him to win the whole thing. So I'm not going to pick against them.
Yeah, Bowden and Gabbard. I mean, Oklahoma does have all kinds of arms. I think you will see Skip Johnson really go matchups on these guys. I mean, it might be 5 pitches here, 7 there, 11 there. Let's find a guy who's got a pitch with the shape that whoever's up next in that lineup can't hit, which is how they've gotten here.
Yeah. And Wes is he probably does stuff like that the most of anybody in the league.
Yeah.
By the way, we got this super chat.
And some of it's because he hasn't had a choice. Hey, C. Jenkins 313. Thank you. New name here, as far as I remember. Nobody in Texas dugout could notice the 85 to 87 mile an hour first pitch strikes all game long, and didn't make an adjustment to swing at the first pitch and stop getting behind 0-1. No, nobody said that. I did notice it. I'm not going to push back because you're right. I did see like there was a lot of takes. At the same time, that slider was moving so much. It is not often that you see a slider that hard with that kind of movement. And so it's just like, and he didn't walk or hit a guy all night either. Like he was just on point with wherever he wanted to throw the ball. Like he's right. Okay, walk one. Like he's not wrong in his analysis, but my God, good luck trying to hit that pitch.
Yeah, I mean they knew it was coming,
right?
So they still couldn't I mean, would you rather try to swing and hit it or just take it?
I mean, I will say maybe that was a better plan. There were no good plans the way he was throwing.
Yeah.
That might have been the best of the bad options. But then, like, let's say you get back to the dugout and you've given him a 4-pitch inning, and you put Dylan Volantis back out there when he's, sweating through his uniform in the first inning, then we're second guessing them for that. I mean, I did think it while I was watching, and I thought the same thing. Is like, man, they're letting a lot of first pitch strikes just go. But
he said at least try.
Well, that's
swinging.
Fair.
Yeah.
Hey, here's not throw a bunt down at some point.
Yeah.
But I mean, when Robbins, I don't know if Robbins or Pat got off a great swing all night. Tenney, it comes and goes. There's swing and miss there. And sometimes, he will run into a couple a game and hit them a long, long way. He was having fits with it, but when Anthony Pack and Aiden Robbins aren't coming up with one good swing between the two of them, I'm going to say that was more about the guy on the mound than it was your guys in the batter's box. But again, I get the sentiment of where he's coming from.
I do too, for sure.
Yeah, and HOFCFB is right. I mean, Skip Johnson is pushing all the right buttons. Like, I would not be shocked if Oklahoma won the game, but I'm not. I can't pick it.
Shocked is such a big word, but I mean, I would be. Pleasantly?
I would be surprised.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't be the craziest thing I've seen.
Yeah, it wouldn't be crazy especially with the way they're playing. Again, they're just going against what I think has been the best team in college baseball for 3 months.
Yeah. I think what Oklahoma has going for it the most is just the way it's been pushed. You had what I thought was an impossible regional to get through, made more impossible by the way the Saturday night game went. Then you go to Kansas, which has just taken Arkansas down, won the Big 12, won the Big 12 tournament. I mean, he's right. There's a lot of confidence in that dugout. I don't think they care if they're facing Georgia or Texas or Braves.
Yeah, and confidence goes a long way.
Now here's I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say, especially with 18 to 22-year-olds, confidence is a huge factor.
Well, and sorry, Josh brought up something we didn't bring up. Is Dayton LaChance sprained his ankle, I think in the second inning, played on it, hit a home run, took the longest home run trot ever on a sprained ankle, and then finished the game. So what does that part look like? I mean, outside of Dayton hockey.
2 days rest.
Yeah.
And then they're going to give him a lot of water the next game. A lot of water. And then
right.
He'll be the DH.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I wouldn't catch him, but I'd put him at DH.
Have you ever sprained an ankle really, really badly?
Kind of. Athletic trainers at Ole Miss, they always tell me how many inches the sprain is. That's how many weeks you're out.
Okay.
Athletic trainers have always told me that.
What do you mean? How many inches the sprain is?
So when, they look at it, x-rays, whatever they do to look at it, like you can see how many inches the sprain is in the ankle.
Yeah.
So if it's like high ankle sprain and it's like this, you're looking at, 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
If it's not a high ankle sprain, you're looking at, a week or 2.
Yeah. My point is, like, I sprained one playing pickup basketball in college, and I was on crutches, I think, for 3 weeks. And it got like, it's when you sprain one badly, it is worse the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Like you wake up and it's just swollen even more. And
that's what Josh is alluding to in the chat, by the way. They're saying that the extra day rest makes it worse.
Yep.
Probably. But again, that's where that water comes into play.
But you do have Brendan Brock, who's a major league, he's like a draft caliber prospect, is a catcher. And again, you had the chance playing behind the plate because you thought he was your best guy, but you do have options here.
Yeah, you do. Again, I'd put him at DH. Look, Tim Elko was the DH for Ole Miss with one knee. So like you figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, and again, he hit a home run on it. So
yeah.
So I mean, and that kid that's had something he didn't. I don't question a lot of the buttons that Skip Johnson has pushed. I do wonder if they would have been better off taking him out after like the 8th inning tonight.
I would have after the homer, or after whoever got the hit. Was it Willits to go up by 7?
Whatever. Yeah. When he kind of limping around the bases. That was a heck of an effort to score from second on that.
It was.
And he did it easily. Okay. Yeah. But we're both taking Georgia.
Yeah. And by the way, how you doing? We literally just broke the game down. We both picked Ole Miss. Look, it's not going to be easy. Troy's a very good team. They're definitely gritty, scrappy, like all that stuff. I mean, I think it'll be a competitive game, but give me the Rebels.
Someone's asking our take on Rocco's and Pat McAfee. I mean, that would be he should have pulled the Will Ferrell. Do you know who I am?
What Will Ferrell?
I think it was that not Anchorman? Who pulled that?
Rich Mahogany. I'm kind of a big deal.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's it.
Leatherbound Books. People know me.
If that wasn't what he said, it felt like something he should have said.
Close enough. But yeah, I think we talked about it earlier. Joan Lee, sorry for mispronouncing your name. He says he's had enough of McAfee. Look, McAfee's one of those guys, like you either love him or you don't. You don't meet a lot of people that are like, he's okay. Look, I like McAfee. I think he's good for sports media. I think he's a good dude. I'm Team McAfee with that one on the Rockers.
There's a lot of things to get more upset about than Pat McAfee, whatever he did. He's just out there having fun.
Yeah. Hey, and props to him. The fact that he's about to make $60 million a year. God. America, baby.
America, indeed. I need to figure that out. I'll take just a slice of that. Just send my kids to college. I'll be happy.
And by the way, for McAfee, I think that's just his show. I don't think that's game day and like all the WWE stuff that he does. What a time to be alive.
My head is just spinning with the numbers you have to pull off to make that work. I'll probably never know them. But we do appreciate you guys.
Yeah. John Lee says he doesn't hate him, but it's like Jason Kelsey. He's been shoved down our throats. LOL. I think Pat
McAfee's earned it a lot more.
Yeah. Jason Kelsey. Yeah. They're trying to.
I've had enough of the Kelseys.
The fact that he's like, they gave him a late night talk show. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
I've got an early morning coming.
Yeah, you and me both. But you got to answer this question for Michael before we go.
Hey, Michael, if I ever get a $60 million contract, I'll treat all you guys to something somewhere, sometime.
Not 60 million total per year.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, 60 million for a career. I'll treat you guys all. How about that? But yeah, hey, seriously, thank you guys for being here. I've got an early morning coming, so I need to hit the bed. But yeah, 3 hours and 15 minutes. We've got almost 1,500 people in here. It was fun. That's the first time we've ever done that. Let us know how you guys liked it. I feel like you liked it or you wouldn't be here.
Also, props to the fact that game was like 2:20 or whatever it was. Thanks to the pictures. We did not have a 4-hour marathon game.
I mean, that was in the top 1% of games we could have picked because of the way Bolts go through and that. So
Yeah.
it worked out. It worked out pretty well for us. I'm glad it wasn't one of these, 13 inning, 30 runs between them slugfest we saw in the regional round.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you. Have a great rest of your night. For Graham Doty and Chris Lee, you have been watching Southeastern 16 presented by FanDuel.